Donald Trump has hoisted us all into as a result of his cataclysmic tariffs, his economic trade war on American allies like Canada.
I'm speaking with Prime Minister Trudeau tomorrow morning, and I'm also speaking with Mexico tomorrow morning. No, I'm not concerned. We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that, but long-term, the United States has been ripped off, and I don't expect anything very dramatic. We put tariffs on. They owe us a lot of money.
Breaking news. Trump declares war on basic economics? That's right, folks. Our commander-in-chief has decided that trade wars are easy to win. Spoiler alert, they're not. Want to know how one man's misguided policies can send global markets into a tailspin? Stick around as we break down Trump's trade tirade and its ripple effects across the world. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Well, folks, it looks like our grumpy Trumpy is at it again, and this time he's decided to play economic Jenga with the global markets. Spoiler alert, it's not going well. Our commander-in-chief has been slapping tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China faster than he tweets at 3 a.m.
The markets are not in good shape, folks. The Dow futures have already plunged 600 points as of this recording, and it seems to be going lower. A cartoon that was written by or drawn by Bruce McKinnon, who said, "I drew this last November 26, knowing full well that no family newspaper would print it, but given the events this weekend, a massive economic crash." I'm reminded of this post by Donald Trump where he said, "Our record economy would crash just like in 1929 if any of those clowns became president."
It's like he's trying to start a trade war speed dating event and nobody's swiping right. World leaders are reacting like they just bit into a lemon. Poor Justin Trudeau's eyebrow is threatening to secede from his face. Trump claims Canada's been very abusive. What? Did they forget to say sorry after bumping into him at the G7? Maybe they didn't share their poutine. The horror? But wait, there's more. Donnie Diapers insists that tariffs don't cause inflation. He also insists his hair is real. I'm starting to sense a pattern here. It's like he's living in his own personal Mar-a-Lago fantasy land where facts are optional and the only numbers that matter are his golf scores. Meanwhile, the markets are doing the cha-cha slide to the left, to the left. It's like watching a bunch of Wall Street suits trying to dance at a wedding after one too many martinis. Economists are predicting that Trump's trade war could cost 3.5 million jobs. But hey, who needs jobs when we can have walls, right? I'm sure all those unemployed people can just get gigs as human brick.
Donald Trump continues to attack Canada and calls Canada very abusive.
Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street. Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years. They don't allow our banks. Did you know that? Canada does not allow banks.
Our orange turd seems to think he's playing a real-life game of Monopoly, but instead of passing Go and collecting $200, we're all going directly to jail. Do not pass Go. Do not collect a functioning economy. It's like he's taken his business strategy of running casinos into the ground and applied it to the entire country. Brilliant! Trump's economic plan seems to be wing it and see what happens. It's like watching a toddler try to assemble IKEA furniture. Sure, it might look like a table in the end, but good luck sitting on it without ending up on the floor. So, what's next on the agenda for our economically challenged in chief? Will he try to make Mexico pay for the wall by challenging them to a game of poker? Maybe he'll solve the trade deficit by printing more money on his personal gold-plated printer. Or perhaps he'll just declare bankruptcy and call it a day. After all, it worked so well for his casinos. One thing's for sure, with Trump at the helm, our economy is in for a wild ride. Buckle up, folks, and maybe start stocking up on canned goods and learning how to barter. Who knows? Your vintage Pokemon cards might be worth more than the dollar soon. Hold on to your MAGA hats, folks, because the world's reacting to Trump's trade tantrum faster than you can say cafe. It's like we've stumbled into some bizarre economic comedy show, and Trump's the star who forgot to read the script. First up, Canada. Our polite neighbors to the north are so mad they might forget to say sorry after bumping into you. Justin Trudeau's eyebrows are working overtime, trying to express all the disappointment his Canadian manners won't let him say out loud. They're probably regretting not building a wall of their own, made of maple syrup and hockey sticks, of course.
Something's going to happen there, but if they want to play the game, I don't mind. We can play the game all they want. Mexico, we've had very good talks with them, and this is retaliatory. We subsidize Canada by the tune of about $200 billion a year. And for what? What do we get out of it? We don't get anything out of it. I love the people of Canada.
U.S. aid, meaning that there are hundreds and thousands of people, millions of people across the world who are going to die as a result of this action here.
Mexico's response is still pending. Maybe they're too busy laughing at the irony of Trump wanting them to pay for a wall that would have kept his tariffs out. Or perhaps they're planning to send a mariachi band to serenade the White House with the sound of silence. That'll show him. Meanwhile, China's playing it cool. They've been dealing with emperors throwing tantrums for centuries, so Trump's just another Tuesday for them. They're probably sitting back, sipping tea, and waiting for Trump to realize you can't win a trade war with the country that makes all your MAGA hats. Europe's not staying quiet either. Angela Merkel's eye rolls are generating more renewable energy than all of Germany's wind farms combined. Emmanuel Macron's handshake game is getting stronger by the day, preparing for the next Trump encounter. And the Brits? They're just happy the world's talking about someone else's political mess for a change. But here's the kicker. While Trump's playing tariff tag with the world, the real key to fixing this economic mess might be hiding in plain sight. Some genius intern at the White House noticed a pattern. Every time Trump hits a bogey on the golf course, another country gets slapped with trade sanctions. Who knew the fate of global commerce hinged on whether our commander-in-chief can putt straight? So what's next in this economic sitcom? Will Canada build an ice wall? Will Mexico start exporting Trump piñatas? Or will China just buy the entire US and turn it into a giant manufacturing plant for knockoff MAGA merchandise? One thing's for sure, with Donnie Diapers at the helm, this comedy of errors is far from over. The world's watching with a mix of horror and amusement, like rubbernecking at a car crash where the driver's wig flew off. It's a disaster, but you just can't look away. Well folks, it looks like Trump's grand plan to make America great again has turned into Make America Broke Again. Who knew that starting trade wars with pretty much everyone would backfire? Oh right, everyone except our orange in chief. Maybe it's time for a new apprentice in the White House. Someone who actually knows how economics work and doesn't think trade wars are as easy to win as a rigged game of Monopoly. But hey, at least we're all getting a free lesson in what not to do with the economy. Remember, in Trump's America, the joke's on us. Let's hope we're still laughing come election day, because if we don't laugh, we might just cry. And speaking of crying, don't miss our next video where we dive into Trump's meltdown after Michelle Obama delivers knockout blow in must-see SmackDown. It's gonna be huge.